Okay, so let's get right into it. Think about how much time we spend polishing our professional profiles, connecting, commenting, scrolling. But what if the best networking tool wasn't some algorithm, but, just a real conversation over a good cup of coffee? Today, we're going to break down a pretty wild and surprisingly effective new way of networking that's totally rewriting the rules.
I mean, we've all been there, right? That endless thumb flick, just a sea of profiles. It's this weird paradox of modern work, isn't it? You can feel so connected, but also completely disconnected at the same time. You might have 1,000 contacts, but how many of them are real connections?
Well, in a city in southern Poland called Katowice, and by the way, it's pronounced Katowice, there's this one event that is just flipping that whole idea on its head. They're taking all that digital stuff and making it powerfully, and I mean authentically, human again.
So let's get into their whole philosophy, because it's pretty cool. It all starts by just calling out the main problem. We're basically drowning in digital noise, but we're starving for some real, genuine interaction. So, how do you actually fix that? How do you bridge that gap?
The answer really starts with this idea: LinkedIn Local. It's this global movement with a super simple mission to put the social back into social media. It's all about meeting the actual people behind the profiles, taking those online connections and making them happen in the real world.
And the team in Katowice, they take this so seriously. Their entire event is built around this one core idea. No distance, no stuffy formalities, and absolutely no corporate mask. You just show up as yourself. That's the whole point.
Okay, now this is where it gets really fun. So if you're picturing one of those standard conferences with a super rigid agenda and, speakers just kind of droning on, just throw that idea out the window. They've cooked up a format that creates a totally different kind of energy.
They basically engineer chaos in the best way possible. Networking isn't some little 15-minute coffee break, it's the main event, and it starts hours before any of the talks. And the speakers? Oh man, their order is decided by a literal roulette wheel, live on stage. Nobody knows who's next, not even the speakers. It just creates this amazing, shared feeling of suspense and fun. And the dress code? Whatever you want. Just be comfortable.
In this quote, this just perfectly nails their whole no corporate mask attitude. This is a real direct quote from one of their event promotions. It's raw, it's hilarious, and it's the ultimate signal that this is not your typical stuffy business event. It tells you right away, hey, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take making connections very seriously.
But listen, don't let the casual vibe and the roulette wheels fool you. Behind all that fun is some seriously high-value content. The talks they have tackle real, practical business challenges, but always from this very human point of view.
So for instance, one speaker, Natalia Kolodier, she brought up her business Tinder idea. She basically argued that way too many salespeople just act desperate, like a really bad date. Her advice? Build a partnership. Find that mutual interest first. Focus on a real relationship, not just a rushed sale.
Then you had Mateusz Jankowski, who talked about storytelling not just as some sales tactic, but as an act of courage. His whole point was that authentic, emotional stories are what connect with people. They reveal something real, and that builds a level of trust that some polished, perfect pitch just never could.
And then, to offer this really sharp counterpoint, Patrick Jasinski argued against falling into the trap of just being nice if it means you're not being clear. He was all about direct professionalism, and he summed it up with this incredible line, "I prefer an honest no to a dishonest maybe." It's just about respecting everyone's time by being direct. And the event also went deep on some really complex stuff with an expert HR panel. They got into the tough, real-world challenges in the job market right now, talking about everything from why it's a trap to label generations to the role of AI and hiring. And they always brought it back to the need for empathy and that all-important human factor.
So you've got this mix of chaotic fun and some really serious, valuable content. But what's the glue that holds it all together? Well, that's the event's secret sauce. Its totally unique communication style and this community-first approach.
I mean, just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got that standard, dry corporate speak we've all seen a million times. And on the right, that's the voice of LinkedIn Local Katowice. It's direct, it's a little cheeky, and it's packed with inside jokes like, just don't wear pajamas again, Mark. This isn't just marketing, you see. It's community building. It makes you feel like you're already part of the group.
And they really pay attention to the details of that community. For instance, they actually track and share stats like this one, pointing out that over half of their attendees are women.
That's not an accident. It shows a real, conscious effort to build an environment that's balanced, inclusive, and represents everyone.
And in the end, it all just comes down to this. This quote pretty much perfectly captures what they're all about. In a world that's so dominated by algorithms, they're offering a space that is refreshingly, wonderfully, and unapologetically human.
So what's the big lesson here? What can we all learn from this little case study about where professional events are headed? When you boil it all down, their success comes from a pretty clear winning formula. It's not just one thing. It's this powerful mix of genuine authenticity, truly valuable content, and a way of communicating that treats people like they're part of a community, not just a number on an attendance sheet.
And does it work? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves, don't they? Their June event pulled in over 200 people who decided to step away from their screens and actually connect in person. This proves there is a real hunger for what they're offering. Offline isn't dead. It might just be getting started.
Which really brings us full circle, back to the beginning. It's a simple question, but it's a powerful one to think about. As we're all navigating our careers, it's really worth asking ourselves, are we just building a long list of clicks, or are we building a community of real human connections? The answer, well, it might just change everything.